way, and they had fun with it. It was by far the best fight song collab that we've had this year. It was pretty good, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Who was the winning team?
I don't know the name, but I'm trying to think of the guys. Douglas was on the team, Sam, Kamari, Tommy Romano. There were a few others, but those were like the star singers in their areas.
What were your impressions of today?
It was a decent day. Like I told the guys, I didn't think it was our best day, not our worst day. It's just a decent day. First day up here, it is different, altitude. It is hot. I know people say it's hot in Phoenix. It's hot here because you're closer to the sun and you're on turf. So it's a little bit different. So to be out here, 2 hours and change with walkthrough. That is taxing, but I thought the guys did a good job. Decent energy, not great.
How's Kanye come along from the sprinting out?
He's so much more comfortable in the spread offense, spread pro style offense. What I mean by that is not under center, right, and not at 3.5 yards at times behind the quarterback, 4 yards. So he's done an unbelievable job just getting more comfortable, catches the ball out of the backfield better.
You've talked about the tight ends being competitive. What have you just seen from Kamari and picking up the offense and his growth?
Yeah, but Kamari's super mature. He's a great kid. He's got a great personality. He's picking it up. He's getting more physical. He's not soft at all. He's a physical kid, but we practice physical, and he's picking up to that tempo. He had some really good blocks today out there. I know his pass catching ability is really, really premier for a tight end. So it's the other stuff that's going to separate him.
Kenny, when you were talking about winning close games earlier this year, you talked about being able to rely on your bigger teammates around you. How much of that takes place in a league like this?
Huge. I mean, up here is where you really get to know things about your guys that you don't know, right? We have fire pits at night where you talk about yourself, what your why is. You kind of go in depth about, what makes you you and what makes you tick, what have been your biggest obstacles in life. And you really get to know people at a deeper level. And I think that's what builds people together. That's what builds the comfort to be yourself. I see guys out here today, Ben Alfeo he's said about 4 words since he got here, and we're in that little deal the other day. Last night, he pops out and does a dance. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's what he is behind closed doors. That's Ben. He's just not comfortable yet. And that fires me up to see the personalities of these guys, and I know that eventually people will all be comfortable here to be themselves all the time. Turbo's a great example of that transition from uncomfortable to comfortable. And so it's really fun to see those guys transition into they can just be themselves. I think this is a big part of it.
And along those lines, how different is it this year compared to last? Just maybe guys unsure of themselves, unsure of the collective, but with so many returners that you guys have.
Yeah, I think it's different conversations, And maybe last year everybody was so new you didn't get as deep into your why. Maybe you were a little shy. I think every year that you're around the same people, you can dig a little bit deeper. People are a little bit more comfortable, which makes a bigger bond, right? A longer bond. So, I think it's a little different because guys know each other. But at the end of the day, last year's history, it's awesome that we did it. It's cool, but come on, it's over last year. This is this year. We have teams in our league that have unbelievable talent. Teams in our league that are loaded. And we have to take it one game at a time. And like we talked about last year, it's can we just get this one? Can we just get this game? Can we just get this day? Can we just get this moment? And then celebrate, cry, whatever it is at the end of that moment, and do it again. And the teams who do that the best win.
Kenny, with Kanye, his understanding of Sorry, Michelle.
That's okay.
With his understanding of the playbook and learning the way you guys do things, does that come just because of a maturity of his previous school and everything that he experienced there?
Yeah, I mean, his previous program, we had a no-brainer about the type of coach that he was coming from. He's coming from one of the best coaches in college football. We had no doubt in the culture he was coming from, no doubt in the work ethic he was going to have, the demand that it was going to take to make it there. So those checked all the boxes. Scheme-wise, we're drastically different. So I would say it was more the scheme, and it wasn't even the learning of it. It was physically seeing the blocks happen at different depths, seeing the types of blocks happen is a little bit different for him. So that was really the transition. But that program's had, and coaches done such a great job there that from a culture standpoint and work and all that, it was status quo from coming in here.
Going back to close games, the fact that you won so many of those last year, how much does that bleed over into this year where you guys have been in all these situations and never flinched.
Yeah, I think it gives our guys confidence that it doesn't matter what the situation is, a game, that we can still win the football game. I mean, lost versus Texas, but we were right there at the end and we never quit. Texas State down 14, right, at a point, never quit, or in the, I think the third quarter or whenever that was, right, never quit. You know, Kansas, never quit. So, I mean, there were moments throughout the season that our guys just never quit, and I think that does carry over. In terms of winning those moments, it's the teams who prepare for the moments, the teams who prepare the best, and they don't have to over-try. When you're connected, when you can go look at the guy to your left and your right and know that they've put in the work necessary to win this moment, it gives you confidence to go do your job. It's when you look to the guy to your left, you're like, golly, this dude, I don't know if he knows what he's got. I don't know if I trust him. That's when you try to do too much. Now you got two people doing too much, times by 11, right? Whatever that equals, it's a lot.
You mentioned all the players that are now experiencing this for the second, third time. That leads to deeper conversations. But does your approach change coming up here, knowing that so many guys have experienced this?
No, I mean, the only thing that's changed is, you know, we do have to be protective over some of our guys in terms of reps, and we got to trust our guys. Hey, you're a guy who's earned the trust that if you don't feel good, like, hey, you shouldn't do that set, right? Whereas last year, everybody was kind of earning our trust. I think this year, there's some guys that have earned our trust, and if they say they don't feel good, we've got to listen. And we've got to say, okay, you need to sit out these periods. So I'd say, where have we grown? It's more the trust factor with our guys. We know who we can trust, and we know who's not just trying to get out of the work. We know the guys that love the work, and when the guys that love the work say, hey, I need to throttle it down, we throttle them down.
Are you going to start early tomorrow too?
The plan is to start early. It just is this turf.